what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Scents of South Jersey with me, Kellen, for another fragrance review. So guys, this is sort of a bonus review. Everybody loves cheap fragrances that are actually pretty good, right? Everyone likes the videos, including myself, where people either do lists or they point out an inexpensive fragrance that they sort of stumbled upon, like I did today. That's a cheap or inexpensive, quote, gem fragrances. And if you like classic masculine men's fragrances like I do, you'll probably enjoy this one, because I certainly have. So this is a fragrance from 1990 from a house called Fred Hayman's, and this is 273 Rodeo Drive Pour Homme, and Beverly Hills with the signature on it in the yellow. So immediately reminds me of several things, which I'll get into in a moment too. So as we always do in all of my individual fragrance reviews, we're going to break down the fragrance into 5 parts. First, looking at box and bottle presentation. Then we'll talk about the notes, pick up on which ones I can detect. We'll talk about its performance. I'll give it my overall thoughts, and then we'll give the overall review. If it's your first time here to the channel and you haven't yet subscribed and you watch the videos and you enjoy them, make sure to do so. We're on our way to 10,000. Can't thank you all enough for all of the support as I've gone through this whole YouTube fragrance journey reviews thing. Again, it means a lot to me. So make sure to do that. Check out my Instagram for news and updates on the channel, photos of fragrances from my collection, daily scent of the day story posts. I have a TikTok. It's non-fragrance related. It's Sabro88. Check it out if you want. And of course, as I've mentioned and will continue to mention, I have a Mercari page which allows you guys, the subscribers, to purchase directly from my collection rare and discontinued fragrances, or fragrances in general that I've decided to list. And I've listed many ones up there, things like, as of right now, as of this video is being made, they are still available. Escada Pour Homme, original Calvin Klein, Escada Magnetism, YSL Pour Hommes, the concentrate version, among many others you can check out that are there. So the link will be in the description, and go ahead and check it out if you'd like. Let's not waste any more time. Let's take a look at 273 Rodeo Drive for Men by Fred Hayman. Okay, so let's look at this ridiculous box. It's almost like an airport gift bag. So we'll start off with the presentation as we always do. So looking at this thing, it's gonna be a little reflective. Like I can't tell if I like it or if I think it's like it's stupid, but it reminds me of like a bag of chocolates or popcorn that you'd get for Christmas, or some sort of gift you buy in the checkout line, whether you're at a rack store or somewhere. But it is cool, the black and yellow scheme. So it says 273 Rodeo Drive for Men, Pour Homme, Beverly Hills. Okay, so it's a 75 ml, and it says it's an EDC, so Eau de Cologne concentration cologne spray. And on the back here, Fred Hayman 273 Pour Homme. You can see some brand information. It is made in the USA. There's your batch code. So let's open this bad guy up. It's a slip cover here. Opens this up. Got that. I always think that's cool when they do that, when they do like the monogram logo inside. That's always nice. No French wrapper, but it comes in this ridiculous like tissue paper. And we'll throw that away. And then you take a look at this like pyramid triangle bottle too. So it's black with red lettering, 273 Fred Hayman. The cap is here on the bottom. Now, what do you notice there? On the bottom, it says Eau de Toilette. On the box, it says Eau de Cologne. It's $16. They're gonna make mistakes. So let's take this off. The cap does click into place, but very cheap. Let's put some of this on. Horrible sprayer, but again, what do you expect? But interesting presentation for Fred Hayman. Okay, so let's go over the notes for 273 Rodeo Drive for Men by Fred Hayman from Beverly Hills. In the top, we've got lavender and bergamot, and then in the middle, you have oak moss and amber. Oak moss in the middle? What? That's weird for a classic. And then in the base, you have musk and cedar. I definitely sprayed way too much of this on. I don't know what I'm getting right now. I don't even really know what I do get. This is hard to detect notes in this one. And I'll explain what it reminds me of later. But yeah, I can't really detect any of those. But not a lot of notes, which is surprising because it's from the 90s. You'd think they'd have a whole plethora of notes in there, but they don't. But I do smell a couple things. Smells like there's definitely green in there too. So the oak moss starts to come out. I just sprayed way too much on my arm. So this green and of course lavender, those are the two that I would think would be the most obvious to detect in the set. The others, I don't know. The performance for this is actually pretty good. So I get, I would say projection wise, like where I really can smell it constantly no matter what I do, that's the first 2 hours. After that, I think it's gonna last, and this again, a $16 fragrance, it's gonna last at least 6 hours, or maybe it's a skin scent after that. So that's not bad for 16 bucks for a classic fragrance that I'm sure has been reformulated. In fact, Fragrantica was up and down with people, oh, the old one's better, this or that. Again, I just bought what's available because, again, it's 16 bucks. I stumbled upon it when I was buying Fougère Royale. I was like, what the hell, I'll throw that in there. It just looked interesting. So performance, pretty good. I think 6 hours, maybe 7, depending on how much you spray, but you notice it a lot, and it does stick to clothing. So I think that would be an average performance for this fragrance, in my experience at least. All right, so it's time for my overall thoughts on 273 Rodeo Drive by Fred Hayman Beverly Hills. So like I mentioned just moments ago, I stumbled upon this fragrance, right? Like it was one that when I was buying Fougère Royale online, I said, what the heck, for 16 bucks, why not? It just looked interesting. I wanted to try it. I wasn't expecting anything spectacular when I got this fragrance in. And it's a total blind buy, but it reminded me of a scent that I have that I like, but I actually like this one better. So if you've ever tried Jacquemus de Jacquemus, right? It's a very smoky, clove-heavy, ashtray type of smell. This smells like that, but without the clove, it's more green, it's more oak moss, which I like. But with this fragrance, less is more. Like what I just did by dumping it all on my arm like that, that was not a good idea. It's very overwhelming right now because it is a strong scent, especially when you first apply it. So when you're applying it, maybe 2, 3 sprays under your shirt, and then one on the back of your neck, or maybe one on each wrist and none on the back of your neck, because it will project. And it's got that Jacquemus de Jacquemus vibe, but also a little bit like a Drakkar Noir, or maybe like a cheaper imitation of Drakkar Noir. I get that too. So it's green, it's dirty, it's dark, it's a dark scent. It's definitely one that you'd wear seasonal wise. If you're season conscious, would you wear this probably better fall, winter, and then spring. Summer might be a little bit heavy unless you just don't care. With me, with my job, now that it's my new one, especially, I'll be going into different offices, and all year, that's what I'll be doing. So I'll be out as opposed to in one location where I was previously for the past several years. So I wear whatever fragrance I want. But if you're someone that's more conscious about that, I would say cooler weather would be better for this one because it is dark, but it's rugged, it's masculine, and yeah, it's a cheapo scent, but that's no big deal. And it actually surprised me. I enjoyed it. And it comes along with the funny, gift bag presentation and your tissue paper for the next Christmas or Valentine's Day you want to reuse, and you get this funny bottle. And what is this something I'd purchase again? Probably not, because I have so many fragrances, but for what it is a good scent, and it actually surprised me. And I think that's the best part about cheap fragrances, and that's why they're interesting to make videos on. So this is definitely a casual, unless you're wearing it out at night or you don't care. If you have a t-shirt, you're going to a bar, spray some Fred Hayman on it and just see what it gets you. See if you're treated like you live in Beverly Hills on Rodeo Drive, or if people just hate you because you smell really, really weird. But if you're a fan of classics, you'll probably dig this one. And strength-wise, like I mentioned, decent performance. So for the money that I spent on this one, I'm pleased with it, and I think it's pretty interesting. And I've never even heard of the house before until I saw this. There's one other one called Touch that I hear is like Brute. Maybe it's been around a while. When you see Beverly Hills, I think of Giorgio Beverly Hills, or I think of, which the original is great, Red for Men I hated. Or you think of that one that you see, which is virtually a dollar store brand, Beverly Hills Polo Club, which, the knockoff Ralph Lauren. So 273 by Fred Hayman is actually a pretty good scent for the money if you like the description that I gave. Again, dark, a little smoky, a little dirty, a little rugged, classic, and it is characterized as an aromatic fougere too, so that's a plus. Okay, so now it's time for my overall rating for 273 Rodeo Drive. I can't get over the name. Pour Homme by Fred Hayman. It's just like a long name. So anyway, presentation is pretty goofy. I can't tell if I like it. Again, it's like a popcorn gift bag, impulse aisle like looking thing, airport gift bag with the tissue paper, and the bottle is goofy looking. But it's still, for what it is, I think that they dressed it up as best they can. 6 out of 10 for the presentation. As far as the performance goes, 6 out of 10. I think I'm getting 6 hours. That would be fair. And the scent, it surprised me. I liked it more again, but less is more with this. Don't dump it on your arm like I just did, because right now I'm not enjoying it, but I know when it's light and you apply a little bit, it actually smells pretty nice, and it's very masculine. So for a cheap fragrance, scent-wise, I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10. That's gonna bring the overall rating for 273 Rodeo Drive for Men, Fred Hayman Beverly Hills, from me at 6.5 out of 10. Okay guys, that is gonna do it for me. That is my review of my cheap gem fragrance, 273 Rodeo Drive Pour Homme by Fred Hayman. Let me know in the comment section, have you ever tried this fragrance? Have you ever tried anything from this house? Is this house worth going further into, or is one enough? I think I've already made up my mind, but still, let me know in the comment section. You guys know I always appreciate all the interaction. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Check out the Instagram, check out the TikTok. Definitely check out the Mercari page. That link again is going to be in the description. And thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me today, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care.